Alright, you know what you clicked on. Let's get to it. I'm expecting fast... fast, heavy music. Wala drums. It's like a march. Oh, it's good effects. Okay, okay, dude, okay. I'm waiting for something to happen. Oh. Yeah. There's the fast. Look at that hand, man. Oh, yes. Bang your head. Now I know. Said the same thing in the other song, I couldn't hear it. I don't know how they make space for each other. Nice. The guitars are winning this one. Chorus? Good, good. Okay. It's a big harmony. Like many people, it seems like. Okay. When I go through the bridge. Oh yes, soul first. Those are the good noises. I've seen that one before. On the exit. Back into it, yeah, okay, nice. that harmony. Not easy being a drummer. Alright, here are my observations of the song. The song starts with the drums playing something like an army march. At least that's what it reminds me of. The bass, as far as I noticed, plays with the drums. Meanwhile, the guitars are doing something really cool. It's probably a basic songwriting concept, but it's effective. They played the same melody 3 times, where the way they end it feels incomplete thanks to the selection of notes. Then on the 4th time, they changed the ending so it does feel complete. Some of the notes they play are also long, so the song sounds slow, and the sounds themselves are intimidating. So we have this incomplete feeling coupled with slow, intimidating music, and we end up with dreadful anticipation. The pitches are too high for a horror movie, but the vibes are definitely there. It's a fantastic hook. I don't know how you would stop listening if you heard that. Then, while the guitars hold their notes, Haruna starts lightly tapping the cymbals. Miho slides on the bass, and a few beats later, Miyako mirrors that slide and goes into wrecking mode. Her notes feel seriously fast after the slow intro. And they are seriously fast. According to the interwebs, the BPM, beats per minute, of this song is 110. And this sounds to me faster than 8 notes, so I'm guessing 16 notes. Which means she's playing 4 notes per beat, which comes up to 440 notes per minute. Divided by 60 seconds in a minute, we come up with 7.33 notes per second. If I did not mess up something and all my assumptions are correct. If you're good at the guitar, you might say that's not fast. I am bad at the guitar. This is fast. Anyway, Midori then plays some notes that I can only describe as leading to something. They sound like they're about to introduce something, and that's exactly what they do. That being the rest of the instruments. Also, fun tidbit, you can hear Midori's guitar making some noise shortly before she starts playing. I think it was an accident. The chord progression for this bit is fantastic. And so are the drums, with a tasteful mix of cymbals and snare. If we were to continue the silly horror movie analogy, we have moved on to the part where this is not actually a horror movie, and the protagonist is now locked in a fierce anime battle with the monster. Once more, a great atmosphere. According to Wikipedia, the music of this track was written by Miyako, and I, as a casual layman, would like to give her an A for this intro. Talking grades here, those don't go higher than A. This is not a tier list with triple S plus or whatever. Then they transition to the verse, where I like the 3 random hits on the splash by Haruna. The splash cracks me up for some reason, I don't know why. Anyway, let's listen to the intro again so you can hear what I'm talking about. Incomplete to me. There's something that needs to come after it. Oh, this one. Oh, that slide. You could run, man. That's fast. Slap, slap, slap. Okay, the verse. So normally what I hear in the verses is the vocals supported by the other instruments. Here it felt the other way around. So let me tell you about the guitars instead, because you guessed it, they're doing something cool. When I said during the reaction that they're making space for each other, what I meant was as Sami starts singing, the guitars are holding long notes. Then in between each vocal line, the guitars play some juicy chugs. Okay, the verse has 4 lines, and the first 2 do what I just explained. But during the 3rd line, when the guitars hold their notes, they play a 2nd note and hold that one as well. Then on the 4th line of the verse, they play the same 2 notes and add the 3rd one, so they're progressing. The vocals also had some subtle changes in the last 2 lines, but to me, They didn't really stand out much compared to the guitars. Haruna then leads us out of the verse and into an instrumental bit in between the two verses, where Miyako plays a few chords and then Midori joins her playing higher pitched chords. It's a simple layering, but I think it's cool. Then they hold their notes for the second verse like they did in the first. There are some subtle differences in the guitars between the two verses. They had a different note on the third line instead of playing an extra one. It's a tiny thing, but it makes the verse feel a bit different. Haruna then once more leads us out of the verse, this time into the chorus. The chorus is the actual vocal spotlight of the song. If I'm not mistaken, everybody except Haruna on the drums sings harmony with Asami for the words on fire. That was nice to see and hear. And of course, Asami has turned up the volume. She cuts through everything. It's awesome. Pay attention to the instrumental support for the last line of the chorus. The drums especially when Haruna starts marking the toms. Then all the instruments stop for a moment, making space for Asami to sing the word hell. Then they come back with a slam to play that cool second part of the intro. Let's hear all that. Let's go to the verse. Keep holding, now they chug. Holding. Chug. Holding. Second note. Holding. Second, third. Miyako and then Midori. Together, I mean. So nice. And then again they hold. Hold. Different note here. And then the same thing. The notes. So loud. The harmony is so nice. The guitars changed. Toms. Hell yeah. That part was same as the intro, second part of it. Alright, what follows is one verse instead of two, like as was the case in the first part of the song, and it sounds identical to the second verse. Then they go into the chorus, which sounds identical to the first chorus. Except the words are different, which is bold, because you usually want to repeat the same thing so people can sing along. But then On Fire and The Gates of Hell, which are the most memorable lyrics anyway, are the same. Also, I'm not sure if she did it the first time, but this time I caught her on camera. Even though Haruna is not singing harmony in the chorus, she's still singing. No microphone, not for the crowd, just for herself. After the chorus, they moved from the bit from the second part of the intro into the solo. Again, Haruna leading the way with the drums. That is pretty standard for transitions. And when I thought they would pull the trigger and just go brain melt mode from the get-go, they didn't. Once more, they actually slowed down the song, which, given that there isn't really a bridge to speak of, kinda makes sense. They wanted to change it up to keep the listeners on their toes. At the same time, it's still in line with what we've heard of the song so far. The guitars hold progressive notes for what feels like a bar. Haruna runs the toms on the second and fourth bars, which feels like a massive pause. So every time she does it, it comes off unexpected. It's impactful. Then the guitars move into very fast notes, but they are low pitches, and if I'm not mistaken, they're also palm muted, which is not at all what I was expecting from the solo. I just default expect high pitches in the solo. This was a really nice change up, and the point where Haruna beat up some short notes from one of the cymbals in time with the guitars changing notes was fantastic. They do two different rhythms with that. Then Haruna repeats the first rhythm, but without the guitars. I don't know why that works as well as it does, but it does. Anyway, they somehow made a screeching noise on the guitar, but not like nails on a chalkboard kind of screech. This one was good, and it was followed by tapping, which is the high pitches that I was expecting. The screeching was a nice transition into that from the lower pitches. Also, if you are ever wondering what vocalists do on stage during long solos, well, Asami went and had a drink. A good use of her time, I would say. Singing requires good hydration. As she was doing that, Midori does that thing on the guitar that baffles my brain. She's tapping, but with her pick. I've never seen or heard of that. I can't really tell the difference in sound either, but she did move from tapping directly to sliding the pick down the strings. So maybe she used the pick to allow herself to do the slides very quickly? I don't know, but the slides produced sound like whistling. Very interesting technique, I am intrigued. After that, Miyako does her thing, where at some point she did a couple of fast slides, that barely made a distinguishable noise, at least to my ears, which, if I'm not mistaken, is actually quite hard, and she did it just for phrasing. I am impressed. She knows how to touch that instrument. The two of them then play together, where at some point Miyako starts... I don't even know what to call that. It looks like she's scratching the thinnest string with her pick immediately after she did a few sweeps. I've never seen that before either. The whole section was just mind blow after mind blow for me. I don't even know what I'm seeing half the time. Those ladies can shred. They finished it off by playing a rising melody together, ending with a bend and back into the usual heavy sounds of the song. I'm running out of descriptive words here. Brilliant sounds. I also wish I could see detailed tabs for the solo part, because when I check guitar tabs and they look like geometry quiz, all thoughts leave me with the speed of light. It's much more effective for me than traditional meditation techniques. Anyway, after the solo, they played the first and second verse again, followed by the first chorus again. Exactly the same, including the lyrics, except between the two verses, Miyako plays another small solo. We already heard the song, so let's just go over the solo, the verse, and then the second solo. Okay, now we're moving into the solo. Two toms. This one no toms. Toms. Now she does two, another two, and then the three again. What the fuck? Yo, watch out our hands now. Slides. I could never get to the right place that fast. Sweep, and then what? Visual stuff. Then I go to the verse. I remember that hold, and now I'm gonna play two notes. Second. Three. And then she does this. I don't know why, but it's nice. A good song. But what does this song sing about? I would say the lyrics are on the poetic side, which makes them difficult to interpret. But I think the main gist is someone who is hell-bent on achieving their goals and willing to sacrifice everything to that end. This is shown with lines like stabbing myself with the thunder, where I believe the thunder to be their passion, their goal. There is also devastated resolution and burning down to the gates of hell. Then we have an emotionless and fearless smile, which is, I think, being burned out, hence the emotionless part, but still determined and moving forward, hence the fearless smile. Presumably the adversity alluded to is competition, so when the speaker says flowing blood and crimson blade, and who's going to be sacrificed, which later turns into it's you who will be sacrificed, is all metaphorically beating the competition. Although the third verse suggests that perhaps it's not just competition, but rather also people who don't believe in the speaker and try to bind the speaker to their preconceived notion of what the speaker should do. Distorted madness is sneering would be those people, in this context, haters, who are sneering at the speaker's attempts to achieve whatever it is they try to achieve. They are distorted madness because they are wrong. The speaker will succeed. This is followed by the line incompetent cowardly fools, which I just love. This line speaks for itself, I just wanted to point it out. A pitiful and painful punishment, I think, would be the speaker's success. There is nothing quite like doubting someone and hating on them just to watch them succeed. I think that is what is meant by "it is you who will be sacrificed." The second version of the chorus then suggests that the speaker is well equipped to handle whatever comes their way, with the line, "dressed in an armor of steel," and even if that armor fails them, they still wear their unwavering determination, as showcased by the next lines, "if I'm burned again and again, I'll rise up from the gates of hell." Anyway, this is my take on the lyrics. They describe indomitable self-determination to the point of self-destruction if necessary. "Set the world on fire," as the title of the song says. Those are strong lyrics and a strong message. But to finish this video off, the highlight of the song to me remains the guitars. The composition, at least most of it, was right down my alley, and the technical playing I found extra impressive. Extra because I'm usually impressed by Miyako and Midori, but in this song I am even more so. Alright fellas, thank you for your time and attention. Take care now.